Tuesday, New York's daily rate of positive coronavirus tests climbed to 3.25% over the last 24 hours. The elevated rate, which was at 1.93% just the day before, marks a worrisome step for a city that has made drastic progress in fighting the coronavirus. New York City, where more than 23,800 people have died of coronavirus, became the global epicenter of the pandemic in spring, but has recently touted some of the lowest test positivity rates and infection rates among major U.S. cities. In other news, Maryland State extends the deadline for the filing of the 2020 property tax credit. In Waldorf, Eagle News correspondent Chai Masaga has the details.
Thank you, Alan. Good news for homeowners and renters in Maryland. You can still file your application for property tax. This is after Maryland State Department of Assessment and Taxation extended the deadline for the application for the 2020 homeowners and renters property tax credit from October 1 to October 31, 2020. Applications filed online through the Maryland One-Step portal with an approval time of 30 to 90 days from the time submitted. It can also be filed by mail through the processing time will not be as fast as those filed online. Reportedly, these two tax credit programs save Marylanders more than $65 million a year. Of the extension, Marylanders can still avail of their property tax reliefs for this year. Governor Larry Hogan, this is another step of the state's administration to ensure more Marylanders remain safe and secure in their homes. The Homeowners Property Tax Credit Program sets a limit amount of the property tax the residents have paid based on their income. On average, homeowners receive a tax credit of more than $1,300 on their tax bill. If payment property taxes have already been made and residents file their application for credit on or prior to October 31st, any tax credit will be refunded to them by their local county finance office. In addition to this, most counties and municipalities extend supplemental homeowners credit to applicants approved for the state homeowner credit. Under the Renters Property Tax Credit Program, on the other hand, renters can receive an average direct payment of about $400 to $1,000. Qualified renters, those whose monthly rentals are in proportion to or compared to the income they receive, but not receive any federal or state housing subsidies or reside in public housing. Renters receive the amount through a direct check payment. Homeowners in Maryland are also encouraged to submit their application for homestead tax credit. This limits the increase in taxable assessments each year to a fixed percentage. In Maryland, counties and municipalities can impose a maximum of 10% increase on taxable assessments. Homestead credit accrues over time and needs to be filed once without any specific deadline. Nearly $20 billion in assessment relief realized every year from homestead credit. In Waldorf, Maryland, Chai Masaga, Eagle News, in interesting times. Back to you, Alan.
Now, Chai, with regards to tax credit, are all homeowners entitled to this?
No, Alan, not all homeowners are entitled to the property tax credit. There are certain requirements they have to meet before they can be eligible for this tax relief. One is that the house for which the application for tax credit is being made should be used for residential purposes only, and that house should be the principal residence of the applicant. Also, one of the requirements is that the combined household gross income should not exceed $60,000, and the applicant's net worth should also not exceed $200,000 as of December 31st, 2019. Alan?
Well, what about after the submission of the application? What happens?
Well, one of three things could happen after the submission of the application, Alan. First, the applicant can receive the tax credit if he is qualified and if he filed the application before May 2020, so he can get the tax relief or the tax credit on his July property tax bill. But if he is qualified yet he filed it after May 1, 2020, and since he already paid the property tax, then he can get a refund of the tax equivalent to the tax credit. And the third is, well, if the applicant is found out not qualified tax credit, then he gets a letter denying that application.
We appreciate the report, Shai. Always a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you, Alan.
Attention.